Wow, we're back at the exact same spot as last time. Well, that's how splitting works. It's now meetup, so people are gonna come at 0-0. Life wouldn't be the same without people meeting up at 0-0. Colin saying something. There is rules, so like people can be in the max of 5 players in like in a prox chat area. So if there was someone else that were to join in this group, one of us would have to leave.
Oh.
Also, we're required to not always stay with the same people. So like I know I continue walking with Bobby for a little bit, but I don't stay with him for the entirety of the game because we can't just like cling to one person like that. I'm sure the talking is interesting. If you want to
just
hear that, you can go on another POV, a better POV.
no, you're just doing this POV. I can carry on doing the voiceover. Guys, I'm Collins. I like cheese and Pokemon.
Oh yeah. I can't hear the difference.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Pretty good. Sometimes I go to fart in the corner of my room and like leave it there, and when someone walk in, they can smell it.
It's not like you're voice acting there.
That's what I do because I'm Colin. Call Bacon. That's me. For reals. 100%.
Thanks. We're dipping. Dip, dip, dip.
Oh my god. I hope Colin doesn't watch your video. He's gonna hate me.
We'll have to find out. What will Bobby do next?
Everything I said just now is true. Collins do that.
Okay, here there's a pretty big moment here where like Bobby starts talking about how the cop is the hardest role to play. And probably one of the most interesting one. And then that's where I start thinking he's the cop. But obviously the cop is like the one role that has to win on their own. So I assume that he's nothing to be scared of. But obviously it's not something you can figure out until the person backstabs you. Well, here we get in a taiga, and I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I found a wolf? But then I start looking for a wolf. I'm like, wolf, 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 wolf. And I think there's a wolf over here. And I get super excited. Then I get wolf armor on the wolf. And the wolf armor is like the most busted thing in this version. Do you even know how the wolf armor works?
No, I never actually tried.
So pretty much what it does is the wolf doesn't take damage. And the wolf only starts taking damage when the armor breaks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the armor has 64 durability. So I think it takes like 10 hits to break it, something like that.
But then again, the wolf is pretty strong.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying the wolf armor is OP.
Yeah. See?
But it did take a lot of work for me just to get that one wolf armor. I have it on one wolf, and we'll see if that wolf will be nice. Meetup reminder because people never go to meetup. That's how it works. Oh, I found Andronify.
Oh, Andrew. Hey guys, me Andrew. I suck.
You're just cheering for Apple.
I can never try to beat Fang. She's so good. And
Yeah.
I suck.
Using his Riptide Trident.
He sucks.
So much hate.
It's not hate, it's the truth.
Yeah, so we start talking with Andrew about roles and stuff. I don't remember what he says. He is.
No, he doesn't say anything else. He just say he sucks.
Well, you can't fully give away your role because if you like to the other guys and I'm like, oh, I'm like the chef or something. And the chef is pretty good to heal his allies and feed them. So if you're a murderer and you know who's the chef, you're probably gonna want to kill that person first, rather than kill a regular partier. Because if a regular partier escapes, he can't do much other than talk to people. But the other roles can probably do a lot more. I think there's what's the name of the structure? The trial runes. Yeah, the thing that you brush for pottery.
The ruin?
Yeah, there's like one right in front of. I keep looking back away from it, but I think we end up going to it once Andrew stops saying so much random garbage.
That's Andrew for you. He doesn't know how to talk about other things.
Oh yeah, then I found out he's not enchanted, which honestly is hard to see ever since they like nerfed the ever since they nerfed the enchantment.
They nerf? What
Yeah.
do you mean they nerf?
Yeah, no, they I don't know what update it is, but they reduced the brightness of the enchantment, so it's like less visible.
That's really stupid.
I don't know. I thought it was. I think it was too bright for some people. I don't know. I don't know why they nerfed it. I think some people thought it was too in your face. But I don't know. Yeah, we got the suspicious sand. Obviously, we don't have a brush. We
I
can't
thought you
brush.
had one. Where's your brush?
It breaks in like 3/4 thing on an armadillo.
I hate your suspicious sand texture.
Well, otherwise I keep breaking them.
Why does it have to be Among Us?
Well, that's one of the few things on vanilla tweaks. Or not.
Right.
Yeah, Andrew. Oh,
You
mental
have.
herb girl died,
Oh no,
which
not
is
mental
Bacon.
herb.
Yeah, we don't know the role of people once they died.
Herpy girls?
That's Bacon Brawler.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm. You have to solo comment for now because I'm gonna go take a shower.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Don't drown.
I will try not to.
And then we find out that Bacon is the conspiracy theorist, and he reveals the role of nickname for everyone in chat. And we find out that nickname is just a simple partier. So nothing that interesting. Well, we get a brush done. And with the brush, I give it to Andrew, because I don't really care. But you can brush the trial runes, but obviously the trial runes only have like candle, dyes, signs, pain, less pain, with the nose. I guess you can get the pottery shirt sometimes. There's not that much good stuff. Obviously it's made up, so you can't really go down the whole thing. You could brush a lot more if you did. You wouldn't get out of it with anything interesting. Like, it's a really cool structure that they added in terms of lore and adding an early game thing to do. But you don't gain that much stuff outside of funny building materials. But they're not even like hard to get building materials. Maybe some dye colors depending on like which biome you're in. But it's not that hard to find. But yeah. I think we just leave intro and we go find other people. I do think I stayed a little too long with Bobby. Obviously, it's the first season where we're like, yeah, you gotta try splitting off from people and really limiting the groups to like smaller numbers. Because obviously, if you have like always the same person, like group stays too big, or like people and they don't change a lot. If there's not a lot of change, it just leads to no opportunities, or like no really strong opportunities for murderers, or like yeah, for murderers and other evil role, because if everyone else is just together, so they can figure out very easily that the only people missing are the murderers. So I think that's like the big thing that failed in S1, and that's what made it so much better in S2, because murderers had a lot more opportunities, and when they didn't do their thing, for a lot of people, it was a lot more gray on who could have done it. Like right now, like Bacon died, and I still have zero suspicion. But here we find Leah. Obviously, we're enchanted, and Bobby steals the enchant. But he's nice. And then Chris messaged me about a bug, which in the moment I'm very worried because I figured it was because of the game mode, and I was hoping it wasn't gonna break. But yeah, he dies right after, and this is what made me very worried because it's like, oh, he finds a bug and dies right after. That's related with the game. No, it's just really bad timing, and like I'll just spoil what happens, but like pretty much the bug is that when you place water in a leaf, so when you waterlog a leaf block and you remove that water, the block just disappears. I think for some reason with the script, the water gets confused, and with the unbreakable leaves event, and it's just thinking you're breaking a leaf, so just setting it to air, and it's really weird. And like the second that Chris loses his water and messages me about it, he just falls in a cave, and obviously he doesn't have his water because he just lost it, so he dies. It's just a really bad timing, but I made it look like it was potentially much more game breaking. Obviously, it was fine. And I can, yeah, I can spoil a little bit, but this was the neighbor. So he had the potential to either side with the murderer or the partier. But obviously, he doesn't know. Well, he doesn't know, but since he died to PV like that, he never really gets to become on either side, which is such a shame for this season because obviously there could have been one more partier, but even better would have been one more murderer, and that changes the balance even more. And obviously the neighbor role, if you just play it from if you play it basic, where you don't try to figure out someone's role before becoming the neighbor, then you can just switch around and pretty much decide your role. Like it's pretty easy to decide your role with neighbor, unless you decide to just pick someone episode 2 and then you figure out. But so I think that pretty much can lock you as a neighbor, as a murderer if you want. Like it's pretty much a free murderer if you really want to be a murderer. But like if you really don't want to be a murderer and be a partier, it's also just as possible to reach. But obviously we talk with people and we haven't figured out too much. And I don't even think we've seen like more than half of the game. Like we've seen like maybe 7 or 8 people in motion. Like we're getting close to that first half of the game, but not exactly there. Then we find Andrew who is back. Sees us. I think we talk about the deaths because obviously Bacon died and he was murdered. And then what's the other thing? Yeah, Chris. No one knows dies to PV, but it's suspicious. Then we find shooting goats and lexical. So now we have a bigger than 1 in 6 groups. So I decide to dip. And they can talk. But yeah, now I'm just on my own. Well, if I can find someone else, I could try to spot out more roles. And that's gonna be the end of the episode. First episode of Meetup.